dash with Audioholics. GoogleTV. It was probably the most overhyped product in the past 2 years, and for good reason. It promises a lot, and like Sony's PlayStation 3, it's set up to improve with time. So when we reviewed this product, the Sony NSZ-GT1, which sounds more like a Japanese sports car than an Internet TV Blu-ray player, there's a lot to caveat. I mean, are we reviewing the hardware? Yes. Are we reviewing Google TV? Well, yes. And are we reviewing the Sony layer that sits on top of all of it and puts everything together? Yes, we are. Now I got my work cut out for me, so let's get cracking. Overall, what you have here is a fancy and pretty attractive slot-loading Blu-ray player with this ambitious QWERTY remote control that's sort of a gaming-style remote. Now, the cursor control is much less precise than a touchpad and seems to have a mind of its own most of the time. Clumsy is the word that comes to mind. There are volume and channel buttons on it, as well as playback controls for Blu-ray. You can switch sources as needed and power up and down all of your gear. So in that way, it's a fairly capable universal remote control, though it's actually a little bit too small. In fact, my hands seem to cross over and dwarf it. Big muttons, I know, but that's beside the point. Now, taking a look at the back of this thing, you're going to see we do have the usual suspects: HDMI output. You have 3 USB inputs. You've got an Ethernet jack, optical digital output, and jack for the included dual IR emitters. But there's also an HDMI input. Now, what's great about the HDMI input is that you can actually connect your cable TV or your satellite box to it. Now, if you have Dish Network like we do, and you use the VIP 622 or 722K set-top box, then Google TV can actually control your DVR and even add the Dish Network program guide contents to the things you can search for and watch or record. Now, if you don't have Dish or a compatible DVR, the HDMI in will accept anything, and the IR emitter will give you full control over the device. Setup was pretty much self-guided, and while it did have those Sony quirks we love to hate, it was fairly painless. In fact, Google TV version 3.1 is much easier to use than the first version. Now, you access your apps from an array of icons across the bottom of the screen, much like you'd expect on the lower dock of an Android phone. Netflix has been updated, and its movies and TV shows were included in our search results. Hulu Plus? Haha, now it's still MIA. And that's frustrating, but then again, it's not Sony's fault. But wait, there's more. Remember, this is also a Blu-ray player, so when you insert the disc, it takes over the system immediately, and the movie gets playing right away, overriding anything else that you were doing. And of course, you can jump back to the TV or Netflix, and when you come back, the Sony will pick up your movie where it left off. Movies looked great on our reference plasma display, and as a Blu-ray player, the Sony GT1 is actually quite good. Images are crisp and natural, colors vibrant, and we didn't notice any issues with proper jaggy reduction or noise in our test discs. So for $229, you get a full-feature network device streaming, of course, Blu-ray player, and Google TV. Now, the thing to think about, though, is you can also get a PS3 now for just $249, which does everything this thing does except Google TV. Real question is whether or not you want Google TV and whether or not you're setting your sights on the unified interface and advanced search it provides. Now, do you like our videos? Well, we're not going to know that unless you prove it by clicking the like button in YouTube and subscribe to our channel. Do it now and we'll keep bringing you more great video reviews. Don't do it and we'll never be friends again. This is it. This is the end of our relationship if you don't click that button. Of course, you can also like us on Facebook.com/Audioholics or Twitter at Audioholics Live. But the point is, you must like us or else this is over. Awkward.